And Jones ESPN and skate, Benny Shells, and you just described that whole emotion, and in particular, to go through that third set the way that you did in that tie break and be able to bounce back the way you did and have the momentum in the fourth set for your biggest win ever.
Yeah, I think, tonight was a real physical battle. That was the true test. You have Frances Tiafoe on the other side of the court, and you have the weather that you had in there. It was pretty muggy, pretty hot, and 75% of the match, I think both of us were finishing points fairly tired, trying to catch our breath. And into that third set is when I really had to dig deep. I had a set point at 6-5, went up to the line with heavy legs, and ended up double faulting 2 times in a row. Got a little bit lucky with a slap shot to get back in control of the breaker, and then I was just tough the last 2 points. I think that was the key for me tonight, just being tough and being relentless, and knowing that I could go the distance physically no matter how bad it hurt, and that was just kind of what I was sticking with.
Hi, Ben Torre from the Grio. You play with so much joy, and outwardly that's what we see. What's going on inside of you? Are you feeling joy? You're feeling stress? Like, what's happening inside?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling joy at times during the match. I'd say a lot. When I look over at my box and see my friends and family over there, and I get some smiles out of them or funny signals, I enjoy that. I really enjoy the interaction with people when I'm on the court. And I also enjoy the tennis. It's tough. I'm thinking to myself as I'm walking to get my towel in the fourth set, and it's like, this is the greatest moment on the tennis court of my life, and I'm in a lot of pain, physically, but I'm loving it, and I think that was just kind of the story of today.
Right there. Sir.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Ben. Kenny Ducey from Tennis Channel. I'm curious, in Australia, obviously, you hadn't gone deep in a best-of-5 yet. You ran out of gas at the quarterfinal stage. You said you knew you could go to distance physically tonight. How do you feel physically after a week plus of best-of-5, and where's your fitness at now compared to where it was back then?
Yeah, I think the fitness has definitely improved a lot, but I think that the mental has improved more than the physical. There's plenty of times where I could have gone over to my box today and said, guys, I'm cooked. Like, I'm tired. I don't know if I can go anymore. And instead, I told myself, I'm fine. He's feeling it too. And I think that being able to flip it in your head is more than half the battle. So I think I've definitely made some strides physically, being out on tour a full year and, playing a lot of matches and just being on the court more, working hard in the gym. My fitness levels have surely improved, and I think that all that together is kind of what happened tonight.
Okay. Willie
Weinbaum from ESPN. Congratulations. How would you describe your thoughts on where you are right now and the opportunity that you have coming up in facing Novak Djokovic?
Yeah, I'm pretty glad I have 2 days off from singles. I didn't know until a couple minutes ago. They were like, you don't play until Friday, right? So that was nice to hear. Usually at the beginning of a tournament, you don't want to play, Sunday, Wednesday, and have 2 days off. But at this stage, when players are as grooved as they are, it's nice to have a couple days off. So going into the semifinals, I'm pretty pumped about the opportunity to go back out there and have the same feeling that I had today against another really tough opponent, and I've been enjoying every minute on court, interactions with the crowds, and just the tennis that's being played. So I hope that I can bring a high level again on Friday.
But specifically the challenge that Novak presents, given his history, unlike anybody others.
Yeah, definitely a tough challenge. I think that whenever you play somebody for the first time and someone who's been in this situation so many times and come out victorious so many times, that's in the back of your head, and you just know how, rock solid the guy is, and how mentally tough, how physically tough. And so that's definitely something that I have to game plan for. I also think that, it's an advantage with my game style playing someone who's never played me before. I think that I can bring some things to the table that maybe you don't see in your normal match that you play on the ATP Tour. So I'm definitely going to try to, bring some things to the table that are different and hopefully disruptive on Friday.
Howard?
Hi, Ben. Howard Fendrich with the Associated Press. Well, can you take us a little bit through your emotions there in that third set tiebreaker, from going ahead to then suddenly facing that set point? And did you, when it was a second serve, did you think, okay, I'm just going to take a crack at this one?
Yeah, kind of a roller coaster for me, serving for the set. It's one of my biggest weapons in my serve. So to lose 2 points the way I did was unfortunate and frustrated me. And honestly, at down set point, I needed to let a little bit of that frustration out and kind of just let it go. I'd been all set, so uptight about things, trying hard to hold serve. I'd gotten broken a couple times. I broke back a couple times, and it was just so much stress. And I kind of needed a release, and it ended up working out for me.
Looking ahead to facing Novak, can you remember the first time you might have seen him on TV? And I'd imagine you figure you have a better grasp of what he plays like than maybe he does what you play like, from having seen him, I'm guessing, many times over the years.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the first time I saw him on the TV or saw him play. When I was younger, I wasn't really a big tennis watcher or watch full matches. The final with Roger at Wimbledon, maybe that was 2019. That was probably not the first time I watched one of his full matches, but the one that comes to mind that I remember watching one of his full matches. So, the way things are on tour with technology and everything these days, you can watch so much film on the people that you're playing. I think that it's a pretty even playing field.
Ava?
Congrats, Ben. Ava Wallace, The Washington Post. You're kind of at the intersection of a lot of different things going on at this U.S. Open. You've got the rising Americans, obviously you and Frances playing the very significant match tonight. I'm wondering how you're taking it all in. Like, there are record crowds here. It feels like kind of a almost resurgence in tennis's popularity. How is that for you, and was the atmosphere kind of how you imagined it would be tonight?
Yeah, it's pretty cool for me to be a part of it. I love to see American tennis going in a great direction, and tennis in general going in a great direction. It's weird, but I feel like I've done a pretty good job of blocking out everything that's going on around me when I need to, and I've stayed in the moment and focused on the tennis. And it's like when that point is playing, I don't hear anything, I don't see anything. It's like I'm just practicing in a park. So that's kind of been surprising to me, how calm I've been able to stay and just stay in the moment. I think that when the tournament is finally over and everything's said and done, I'll have to, take a step back and look at everything that happened. I know that when Chris Eubanks had his big run earlier this summer, he kind of said the same, that when he was in the moment, he didn't really have time to think about everything that was going on or process it. But in the days after, he definitely did. So I think it'll probably be similar for me.
Okay. Last question.
Adeshina Koike, USOpen.org. You mentioned the joy that you have when playing, along with the pain, at least for tonight. At the end of the match, you have joy, and you have the phone gesture and the hanging up the phone. Take me through the origin of that, and when growing up, had you ever held an actual receiver phone?
Yeah, so our home phone when I was growing up in Atlanta was one like that. So if I wanted to talk to my friends or call their home phone, see if they wanted to go outside and throw a football, that was what I did. But for me, it's kind of like I'm saying I'm dialed in. That's what it is for me. And the first time that I really saw it is I'm really close friends with a lot of track and field athletes who train at the University of Florida, where I live in Gainesville. And one in particular, Grant Holloway, who's won the World Championships, I think, 3 times in a row now. That's kind of his signature thing. He loves doing this, and when he wins, and a lot of other athletes on the team kind of started doing it after too. So he just won the World Championship, so congrats to him. Give him a little shout out when I do this, and something that connects me to my friends back home.